Today we're going back to the Cretaceous period, as always. Eventually we'll talk about different time periods, but this one is just so full of gigantic, murderous reptiles, I can't resist. Exhibit A, one of today's creatures, the Sarcosuchus, or the appropriately named Super Croc. It's a lot like modern-day crocodile, which is scary enough, but a key difference is that crocodiles today grow for about 10 years and then stop. But for some god-forsaken reason, the Super Croc kept growing at a nice steady rate of too fast until it was dead. So while crocodiles usually max out at about 7.5 meters or 25 feet, the Sarcosuchus regularly grew to over 12 meters or 40 feet. Also, it could have easily held its own against larger land predators. For a couple reasons. Aside from having incredibly strong bites like today's alligators, these Godzilla gators had armor plating. These things hunted land striders as well as herbivores and carnivores alike. It would wait for something to come up to the water's edge for a drink and then snap its neck. Also, if you ever reach the end of a level and see this guy waiting there, you're out of luck. There's no break in its armor, so good luck finding a weak point. In other words, in combat, there's no effective way to kill these things. Unless you're the biggest, baddest dinosaur on Earth ever since forever. Meet the Spinosaurus, whose name so cleverly means spine dinosaur. What's so special about him, you may ask? For starters, he was the largest carnivorous dinosaur to ever walk the face of the earth. He might have had a big cell, but even without that, he was still the largest. That was just the icing on the cake. Clearly this thing could eat whatever it wanted, but like I said, there's more to this than meets the eye. Where do you think this thing hunted for food? It lived in northern Africa, which may bring to mind giant sand pits. But for most of its lifespan, this part of the world was a huge jungle full of rivers and lakes, which were home to things like the Sarcosuchus. So, what, it hunted in the trees like some sort of carnivorous monkey? Wrong. This thing, this giant lizard, could swim. Let me put that into perspective for you. Not a single other carnivorous terrestrial dinosaur could ever swim. Evolution took something called a Gigantosaurus, made it bigger, gave it a cell, said wait, but how messed up would it be if this thing could swim too? Let's do that. And messed up it was. Nothing is more comforting than an 18-meter, 60-foot crocodile rex with a nice slim frame that weighs nearly 46,000 pounds. At the very least, we can take comfort in knowing that these things don't hunt on land. Oh wait. They could. And likely always did walk on all fours. Because why not? And naturally, if it could walk on all fours, it could run relatively quickly, or prowl and pounce like a shark lion. Thankfully, even if this is true, their bone structure shows that they likely spent a hefty amount, or maybe even a majority of their lives, in the water. So, in addition to being the largest carnivore on land, they were also the largest carnivore not on land. Naturally, because they lived so close to the Sarcosuchus, which could hunt on land, it's likely that they often fought over both land and sea territory. If these creatures of the Cretaceous period don't scare you, I don't know what will. This next one, I'm gonna go ahead and warn you. I don't know how to pronounce it, and every time I would look it up on the internet, kept on pulling up Leoplorodon. So, I'm gonna do the best I can. About 70 million years ago, the adorable creatures known as sharks began to evolve into what they are today. This is terrifying news, I know, but just be happy that they survived, and not the monstrosities that hunted them. In the year 1885, the world collectively shit its pants upon the discovery of one of the world's largest mosasaurs. the Dinosaurs. Its size is not certain, but it's believed that it was somewhere between 12 and 15 meters, or somewhere between 40 and 50 feet. This frighteningly yet appropriately named super predator had no predator for a while. Anything unlucky enough to be seen by this monstrosity was lunch at first sight. Lucky for its arguably still unlucky prey, you could be eaten by this thing and not have to come in contact with its 3 rows of teeth. No, when this thing got its prey into its mouth, it closed its jaws and its teeth acted like a wall of knives to keep its prey from escaping, being digested alive. So maybe lucky wasn't the best word to use. Regardless, it swallowed its prey whole because it could do whatever it wanted. Luckily for us humans, this unholy mixture of an alligator, a whale, and a demon, and a shark died about 60 million years ago, along with the Cretaceous period. Or maybe they developed camouflage and still thrive undetected by humans. Who knows? Thank you all for watching. Today, I didn't pull my stories from Reddit. I pulled them from tickled.com. That is TICKLD.com. Not a sponsor. But if they do want to sponsor me, I'm all down for it. It's a site that I use every day, at least once. Sometimes I treat it more like the fridge and go back to it hoping that there's something new, and there sometimes isn't. But it is a meme site, and it's a lot of fun. I've been using it for about 2 years, and it's a great community and everything. And I pulled these stories from one person. I will put a link to him in the description if I can remember, so you can go check them out there and maybe get into Tickled. So yeah. Also, as just a little aside, if any of you ever feel bad about you speaking, or if you feel like that you trip over your words a whole lot, let me just tell you that every time I make one of these videos, they're around like 10 minutes or so, and I have about 30 minutes worth of me talking that doesn't get put into these videos. Because I say something wrong, I trip over my words or whatever. So, yeah, just a little bit of real talk here. It's really hard to talk sometimes, and you shouldn't feel bad about that. Because right now I feel really dumb about it, and I just wanna let you guys know that everybody messes up sometimes. So yeah, this has been Dino Spooky I'll leave that in. This has been Dino Spooky Sunday. Look forward to next Sunday. If you want a particular Spooky Sunday theme, leave it in the comments below, and I will try to get to it ASAP. Maybe you'll see it even next Sunday. Peace out.